Guess we can just start right now with the wheel play
Is
and
that working? I'm just kidding. I don't. It doesn't seem like it. Okay,
just
I'm
say we'll
good.
start with the wheel play and your conversation with your freshman.
Well, the way the play worked with it's a sack bunt unless you see them open up the middle of the field. Then you have the option to swing if it's a strike. It's not a hit and run. But at the same time, we don't want you bunting into an out. So if you're not going to, you don't bunt into an out at a minimum. And basically, I wanted to make sure he knew the sign because he's still learning them. And I don't think he knew it. So I called timeout. That's what I told him.
Can you talk about the approach that inning? Lardner's changeup really
Yeah.
seemed to have y'all off stride a little. And then that inning, you started bunting and moving guys.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about the approach you took that in?
Well, he's really good. He's that left-handed pitcher that you really don't want to see because he can make you feel bad about yourself, honestly. I mean, he struck out the first four hitters I think he faced, and you know what's coming in a way. He's going to throw the fastball away, 88 miles an hour. He's going to throw the changeup at 81. Everything for the most part is going to be away, and he still gets you out. Um, if you're going to get a guy like that, usually it's maybe the third time through the lineup, maybe the second here and there. But yeah, I mean, we just needed to get somebody on base, and we finally did. And uh, Martin tried to bunt, moved a man up, and then I thought Franklin had a great at bat, and finally squared up. I don't even know what he hit, but he hit it good through the middle. We took the lead, and then in the fifth inning, obviously, it went our way. We laid down, I don't know, three or four bunts and slug bunt, three bunts, sack fly. I mean, we manufactured a few runs around a couple hits, and uh, it was a great inning for us. We work hard on bunting. I can tell you that. I mean, we worked all off season for 2 months in there bunting for hits, off a machine, sack bunting, and it might not always look like because bunting's really not easy, but we work at it.
Just the last four innings, the bullpen shut them out. Today, the last three. Talk about the bullpen job the last
Yeah, the
2 days.
bullpen was outstanding today. I mean, really, Denton came in and did a nice job for us. Got through a couple pretty good hitters, and then, just wanted to. I'm glad we hit the. Casey Opitz did a 2-run homer to build that lead up, but we were bringing Zach Morris in regardless with a 4-run lead because he's got good stuff. We want to see him on the mound, and it was really good to see him come out there pounding the strike zone with some velo. He's got a pretty good breaker and a changeup as well. I think he threw two curveballs, didn't throw a changeup. It's a guy that we think could get right in the middle of things.
Just the job Connor did to kind of work out of some situations early and get you deep into the game today.
Yeah, we knew that we did not need to get behind these guys a couple of 3 runs with their pitcher because Lardner's awful hard to get to. But he did a tremendous job. He got out of I think they had runners at second and third with 2 outs in the first. I know there was another inning or two where runners in scoring position with 2 outs, and they were 1 hit away from scoring a few here and there, and it would have made it really difficult. Um, was his stuff as good as last week? Probably not quite as good. He had some really good innings, but wasn't as consistent. I think really that long inning, he's already maybe around 80 pitches, and he had to sit over there for 30 minutes or whatever it was, which I'm sure he was happy to do that, but he just really never really seemed to get his command back, and just glad he got through the 6th inning, only giving up 2.
I don't think we could quite tell, but Opitz, did the right fielder bring that ball back in? Did it hit off the top of the wall? And what did you think?
I don't know. I think he actually hit the middle to the top of that ball, and you could see it sinking just a little bit. He didn't backspin it or it got out of the park. They were outfielders playing extremely deep on us, and I was just hoping it got over his head. I think it just hit his glove and he hit the wall and the ball came out. I'm not sure, but I don't think it was out of the park. Now he's a really tall kid, as you know, almost made the play, but how many times does Opitz get to hit a triple, right? So you know, he was one swing away from hitting for the cycle. I think he had single and a single triple homer. He had a really good day. I mean, he was the hitter of the day for us.
Was Casey bunting on his own for a hit, and then the other one that went when Kerstad bunt, was that partly because they'd had trouble fielding the one before?
So
that?
Martin, I gave Martin the bunt. It was Martin. It wasn't a great bunt, but I knew my thinking was, you know, he can beat it out. If he lays down a good bunt, he'll beat it out. Average bunt. You know, the book on Lardner is that he's just a very average fielding pitcher, and we try to take advantage of that. Heston's, you know, I gave Heston the option to do whatever he wanted to do there. I appreciate him being a team guy. He did that on his own for the most part. I didn't give him the bunt. You know, he felt like in a close game like this with that type of pitcher on the mound at the time that he could get 2 runners in scoring position at a minimum. And, you know, then he laid down a good bunt and he ran down the line hard. He beat it.
What do you think about Zach Morris and his debut? Was it good to get him in there, and then Jacob Burton in the ninth?
Yeah, Morse, I mean, I mentioned it earlier. I thought he threw extremely well. He was throwing the ball hard, 93, 94 miles an hour. It didn't seem like he was too nervous. I think he wanted the ball. And, you know, we've seen him in our last couple of scrimmages have some good outings. And then he got a little soreness in his arm, just fatigued. And so that's why we didn't throw him last weekend. We're just letting him rest a little bit. So wanted to get him out there. And, you know, the game, you know, when we were planning on bringing him in, we had a 4-run lead. Like I said, we were still bringing him in if it was 4 runs. So the game wasn't in hand. We have confidence in him. And it was really good to see him go out there and, like I said, just kind of pepper the strike zone from the left side with a little velocity.
Dave, what do you think about your pitching that you got left for these next 2 games?
We've got plenty of arms left. I mean, you know, we can bring back Tress again if we need to. We had him ready tonight if we needed to go today. But you know, we've got a lot of bullpen left. We've got some guys over there that haven't thrown yet that are wanting to get on the mound. They want to show us what they can do. So, you know, hopefully Wicklander will have a good outing tomorrow. I mean, what you're seeing from Gonzaga is that they really fight you at the plate. And they've got some big kids, big, strong kids, and they don't strike out a whole lot. And, you know, it's going to be tomorrow's going to be a really good game. Their right-hander's preseason, you know, like all conference player, preseason, maybe pitcher of the league. So he's hard to hit. So it's going to be a good ball game.
Just Webb's at bats. You have bunt and sack fly.
Yeah, I mean, his last 2 at bats were really big for us. Well, I guess it's been his 3rd and 4th at bat, and his 5th at bat, I don't know if that was a strike or not. His zone got a little wide, but I thought he showed some, you know, a little bit of maturity there. He had 2 at bats. He strikes out against a lefty. He laid down a bunt, and he showed bunt 3 times in a row. They pretty much knew it was coming, and he still beat it out. And, you know, I think they ended up maybe scored an error and a sacrifice, but the pitcher kind of panicked a little bit. And even if he fields it, it was going to be bang, bang.
So weather looking okay for Sunday. Is that still the plan?
Yeah, I mean, we're not planning on playing a doubleheader tomorrow. We've already would have made that decision. You know, they don't leave until Monday, so we've got all day to play. I know you guys are excited about that, so we can just sit around here and do what we got to do. All right.